Boom! It's your boy Jimmy. Oh, whoa, no, 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 no. Straight from y'all, street to Wall Street. Anybody tells you that money is the root of all evil doesn't have any. Whoa, no. Dude, wake up, get that girl hyped up just to get a little bit. The only woman in the morning wanna turn on his Becky quick, while the average man's looking at curves like she fine as heck. I'm over here looking at tails and wicks like buy or sell. I left the chaos for the market. Nah, I don't want a street spot, I want a stock pick. I know the style got flair, trigger my stop losses, but I ain't got time for distractions. My Vivo with PFs crossing, rich with high trades from pushing high keys, straight to G's and plans to make grand. Still in my tank top, Batman pajamas, house slides in about 5 hot picks of the day, cause I like the way the dial moves. For hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottom. Now I know some folks don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my Mac day? You see we're different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dogs, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thumb, I grow at the market. Waking up with the future, stacking up some commas. I jump out of bed, make profit, eat my bacon and eggs, make profit, light up watching them candles, make profit, while I'm still in my sandals, making profit. They used to watch me move dance, roll style, now I watch moves in the NASDAQ, baby. Used to run from the ATF and the car, now I run down ETF and make profit. I jump out of bed, make profit, eat my bacon and eggs, make profit, light up watching them candles, while I'm still in my sandals, making profit. See me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. He said today I'm taking the risk, they got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call the short squeeze. You get the drop, she pulls the trigger and shuts it down. If she stays on my watch list, I might have to keep her, but I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Go ahead, be bold. Trader, get your squire head. I'll double top that guy, head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over, cause I see big moves in contracts. If I say I made 1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, just why you get calls, get split, get delisted and knocked off. And I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, eat my bacon and eggs, light up watching them candles, while I'm still in my sandals. They used to watch me move them packs, bro, stop it. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ, profits. Used to run from the ATF and the cops, now I run down ETFs. Hey, my plug that we don't trend. Right on what we do, man. Hey, Friday, Suge, Mike. What we doing, dog?
Make profit.
That TTG money gang.
We making profit.
We some snipers.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? What's going on, folks? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. I hope you all had a nice, wonderful, relaxing, enjoyable weekend, but are ready to get down to business here tonight. It's going to be a big week. It's kind of the earnings report that we've all been waiting for, and it's Nvidia. Nvidia earnings this week. We've got also we're going to start to get some of the economic data that we did not get while the government was shut down. We have the September jobs report that's going to be coming out. And I know that information is really old at this point. You know, we're 2 months behind on that. So how much is the market going to react to the September jobs data? I think it depends on whether that job data is strong or weak, or if it's in line with expectations. I think the reaction of that data, if it comes in a lot weaker than what was expected, I think that'll have a bigger impact on the market than if it comes in stronger than what was expected. Because I think people are just anticipating that the labor market or the jobs numbers would have been weaker in the month of October than they were in September based on the headlines that we were getting from some individual companies with job positions and everything else. So we'll talk about that later on during this live stream. The main point that we need to discuss about here today on this live is Nvidia's earnings. Nvidia's earnings are coming up. They're on Wednesday, and it's make or break. I mean, honestly, I feel like ever since ChatGPT was released and this AI trade was kind of born, it almost feels like every single time Nvidia reports earnings, it feels like the weight of the entire stock market is resting on its shoulders. And I feel like every time that Nvidia has earnings, I feel like I come on this live stream once every quarter and I say, this might be the most important earnings report that Nvidia has ever had. And I'm saying that to you again here tonight. And just because I've said it multiple times doesn't make it less true, because we're at a point right now where the AI trade is being questioned. Valuations are stretched. The December rate cut, which used to be 100% foregone conclusion, is now at a 41% likelihood, as a lot of different Fed members have been talking tough about maybe not cutting rates at that December meeting, which is what the market was really expecting, was really pricing in. And you've seen this unwind of the AI trade. You've seen Palantir sell off. You've seen Nvidia pull back. You've seen Microsoft and Meta pull back. You've seen a lot of these AI-related names give you some pretty significant pull-ins. And I really do feel like if Nvidia was to disappoint, and you know what it comes down to, it's not even about whether Nvidia disappoints or not. I for one believe Nvidia's earnings reports going to be great. But just because it's going to be great doesn't necessarily mean the stock's reaction is going to be great. All you got to do is take a look at Palantir. Palantir, that stock came out with amazing earnings, probably the best earnings report that I've ever seen from a software company. The stock still went down. It's a matter of valuations. And that's why I think since the AI trade, these AI valuations and AI debt to fund out these data center builds, it's beginning to be brought into question during this little pullback. And that's why I think NVIDIA's earnings report is going to be one of, if not the most important report that that company has had up to this point. We'll talk about how we're going to trade NVIDIA after that earnings report. I'll give you guys my game plan. I have for you right now my whole list of my top trade ideas for the week, exactly my game plan of how I'm going to make money this week. So let's dive in and let's start going through and let's start talking about it. Folks, my name is Michael Edward Paranati. I go by Michael Edward. I'm the co-founder and the head trader at True Trading Group. I'm thrilled to have you guys all here with us this evening. I need you all to understand, though, first and foremost, that True Trading Group literally exists to help you guys learn faster, trade smarter, to profit sooner. It's exactly what we're going to do here tonight on this live. Of course, TTG could not be any more proud to be powered by our partners at the NASDAQ, Benzinga, OpenAI, TradingView, Gatabento, and, of course, Unusual Rails. You guys see True Trading Group is an award-winning platform. We haven't received the Benzinga FinTech Award for Best AI Analysis Tool. This is a platform that is built on education, that is backed by experience, strategies that are proven by success, and tools that actually think in every single part of it, all built and customized around you, the individual user. Our AI tools and our AI trading copilot that is part of the TTG platform is fully customized to you, the user. Okay. It will understand your strengths, your weaknesses, your style, your account size, your risk tolerance, to give you different guidance and actionable insight rather than what it might give me if I was to ask, hey, how do you think I should capitalize on this trade? if you are a swing trader and somebody else is a day trader and it knows that about you because you've shared that information with it, then the response you're going to get and the guidance you're going to get and the suggested trade idea you're going to get is going to be different. That's what you want, because no two traders are exactly the same. Everybody has their own little nuances about even if they have the same style, the same strategy, everyone has their own little nuances about them and their strengths and their weaknesses. All right. So no matter who you are or, what you trade or how much experience you have or don't have, TTD exists to help you guys to make money. It's what we're going to do here tonight. All right. I hope you guys are ready to roll your sleeves up, get down to business. If this is your first time on this YouTube channel, subscribe. And of course, smash that like button and show some love. All right. Turn on your notifications. Make sure you guys never miss out on any of these live streams. And I know what some of you are maybe thinking, if you guys are new to the channel, you're probably wondering, who is this guy and why should I listen to anything it is he has to say? It's not because I believe that I'm the world's greatest trader. I don't. I'm a damn good one, but I don't think I'm the world's best. That's not why I think you should pay attention to what I discuss on the channel. I didn't figure this out by watching YouTube videos or sitting in Discord chats. My very first job out of college is how I got my start as a trader. I was trained by professionals on Wall Street. My first job working at T3 Alpha Fund in New York City. When I got hired there, they had me go through a training program before they let me touch $1 of the fund's money. And then shortly after that, the Great Recession happened, and that was 2008. Now, that's also the same year, though, that you had that huge stock market crash. It's also the same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. I'm very lucky and fortunate that's how I got my start. So I was able to kind of go right from day one, understanding the proper way to actually participate in the markets and learn from true professionals, not from just, a bunch of people on social media. So that's, one of the reasons why I think you guys should pay attention to what it is that we discuss here, because, like I said, I didn't have to figure this stuff out on my own. All right. Now you fast forward till today, and I'm the co-founder and the head trader at TTG, along with my team of 8 other professional full-time trading mods and an over 30-person staff. We've helped thousands of members from all over the world to reach their goals. We have over 10,000 members in True Trading Group from 115 different countries. So we truly are a global community here. There's something for everybody. We day trade, we swing trade. We also cover long-term investing. We trade stocks, options, crypto, futures, you name it. We trade it. Literally something for everybody here at True Trading Group. All right. So if you guys are brand new and you're looking to just get started, or you're a little bit more of an experienced trader and you're looking to just kind of take things to the next level, stick around. You guys are in the right place. Let's figure out how we're going to make some damn money together here tonight. All right. So with that being said, let me take a quick little sip of water and we'll get things underway. I have a cold, guys, in case anybody didn't realize that I have a cold. I have a head cold, or I'm congested. My wife was really sick the last couple of days. My kid got sick, and I have been battling it. I had a really bad sore throat last week, and I'm fighting it. I'm fighting it as best as I can. I'm loading up on zinc, vitamin C, vitamin D, elderberry, turmeric, apple cider vinegar, you name it. I've done it. So hopefully I don't get anywhere nearly as sick as my wife did. So I am a little under the weather here, folks. So you guys have to bear with me. If I do sound a little nasally or congested. Brett is also sick. So that is why there were not the normal emails and text messages that went out tonight for the live stream. But everybody else that is supposed to be here is here. So the whole True Trading Group team, I guess, is a little under the weather. But the rest of us are here, ready to rock and roll and ready to go and talk about how we're going to make some money here this week. All right. So like I said to you guys before, at the very start of this live stream, we are coming up on a really big and important week. And we're going to get the Fed minutes. The Fed minutes, I think, are actually going to be a little bit more important than they might normally be, because everyone now is worried about the possibility of us not getting a rate cut in December, which is odd because the Fed at the previous Fed meeting penciled in, prior to this meeting that we just got, they had penciled in 2 more rate cuts. So the dot plot at 2 meetings ago had showed that they were going to cut rates 2 more times, which would mean they were going to cut rates at the December meeting, that they had decided that already. But now, last week, you had a bunch of different Fed members come out, 3 or 4 of them to be exact, and they were talking as if they are not supporting a rate cut at the December meeting. And that really got the markets a little, spun the markets around a little bit last week. You got a lot of volatility last week. We had a lot of volatility last week in the markets. We had some pretty big pullback days, had some pretty big bounce back days, while the markets are just coming off those fresh all-time highs that we put in there at the towards the end of October. And I think that this volatility is not going to go anywhere anytime soon. I still expect us to have some pretty wide range candles as we get into kind of the end of the year here, because the way that I think this is kind of all going to play out is I think obviously a lot rests on Nvidia. Depending on how that goes, you're going to get volatility in the market following Nvidia's report. Okay. The options market is pricing in about a 7.5% implied move on Nvidia. That's a big move. You're talking about over $300 billion in market cap of an anticipated move. That's bigger than like 33 or 35. That's bigger than I think only 33 or 35 companies market caps. When you think about it, that's how much of a move that people are expecting from this Nvidia report. So it goes to show you that the implied move in the options market, that people are really looking towards this Nvidia earnings day, which is Wednesday after the close, to really kind of shape the way that the rest of this month is going to go. And then December 10th is the Fed meeting, and that's obviously going to dictate how the markets finish the year. So I think Nvidia's earnings report dictates how we finish the month, and then the Fed meeting dictates how we finish the year. We came into last week with a 98 to 100% probability or likelihood of a rate cut at the December meeting. As last week continued to develop and we got more Fed members come out and speak, that probability fell all the way to 41%, which means that it's now more likely than not that we're not getting a rate cut. Now, as I sit here and say that to you, that's what the Fed funds futures market is suggesting, about a 41% likelihood. That's what it was on Friday. You have 14 different Fed speaking events this week. So I do expect that 41% figure to change. You are also getting the September jobs report this week that we didn't get during the government shutdown. I expect that to make that number change. I still think the Fed cuts rates in December. I still think they do. I also think that it would be a mistake if they didn't. Now, I'm not trying to pretend like I'm smarter than the people at the Federal Reserve. They're some of the best economic minds that we have to offer, right? I'm not trying to pretend like I'm smarter than Jerome Powell. But just from where I am sitting, and my chair is not at the Federal Reserve. I am not a voting member of the Fed. But from where I am sitting, I think they should cut rates at that December meeting. And if they don't, I think the markets are going to be a little upset by it. That's what I think. There's been some people on CNBC talking about they don't think the markets need the rate cut, that they don't think the markets are going to really sell off if you don't get the rate cut. I don't agree with that. I think that if we don't get a rate cut, I think the markets are going to pull back. And that pullback is going to give us a tremendous amount of increased volatility, which we already saw last week. And that volatility means trading opportunities for us as traders. As I sit here, I'm going to go over with you exactly what I think is going to happen this week. I have laid out for you my trading game plan, the stocks I'm looking at, the prices I'm going to get in, the targets that I have. I'm going to give you guys all of that. But I will tell you this. When you have an event such as Nvidia earnings right dead smack in the center of the week, you have to come into that week neutral. You don't want to come into that week and have an overwhelming bias one way or the other, because an event like Nvidia's earnings could completely shift the market sentiment at the drop of a dime. And if you come into the week gun-ho bullish and Nvidia disappoints, you're going to get beat up the second half of the week. To the flip side, if you come in gun-ho bearish and Nvidia just rocks it, blows it out of the water, and the stock gaps up 10%, you're going to get crushed the second half of the week. So what I like to do when we come into a week where there are such binary events and major catalysts, major market moving catalysts like that, I try to come into that week neutral and unbiased, not favoring necessarily one direction or another. Sure, maybe I'll favor it, but like a 60-40. I don't come in 80, 90% conviction, long or short, when we have an event like that in the middle of the week. And my watch list shows that. I'll have longs and shorts on my watch list to kind of couple through whether or not that catalyst gives me upward momentum or downward momentum. Because I really don't care. I really don't care whether the markets go up or down after Nvidia's earnings report. I really, truly, and honestly don't. Honestly, when markets go down and volatility picks up, I even think it's a better trading environment. I think that the moves are so much bigger. The moves are faster. You get rewarded faster. You make more money faster. And that's really all volatility is. Volatility is a trader's best friend. Volatility means larger moves in shorter periods of time, period. That's it. That's all it means. So instead of it taking a couple of days for a stock to go down 15%, or instead of taking a week or 2 weeks for a stock to go down 15%, it does it in 3 days. Or in the case of a quantum computing name or a nuclear energy name like we've had in the last 2 weeks, it could happen in 1 to 2 days. So that's the kind of price action that you have to kind of be ready for and have in your back pocket so you're not blindsided by anything. And you don't go into an overnight hold from Wednesday into Thursday overly exposed to one side of the market. So that's what I'm going to make sure I am not. I'm not going to go into Wednesday's close, which is when Nvidia reports, holding into Thursday. I'm not going to go into that with a lot of longs or a lot of shorts. If I do have positions, they're either going to be not full-size positions, like my OKLO short. I shorted OKLO, okay? That's one of the nuclear energy names, which was a phenomenal, just a huge win for us. A huge win for us here inside True Trading Group. This was an absolutely, just an absolutely beautiful, hold on 1 second here, guys. Just an absolutely, hold on 1 second. Sorry, guys. Bear with me one moment. Okay, sorry about that. All right, I want to draw this out for you guys. So here's what I'm going to draw out for you. Okay, this was the head and shoulders pattern OKLO. I'll just draw this out real quick because this is a position that we got into last week. It's a swing trade that I've been sitting on. It's been a huge win for us. But this is what I'm talking about when you look at the volatility. This is a textbook, real clean head and shoulders pattern. Okay, here was the neckline. All right, I'll just draw this out for you guys real quick. And I'll even make this a different color just so you guys can see it a little bit easier. I'll make the neckline orange. And then I'll go through with you guys here, and I'll draw out for you guys the head. So there is your head, right? It's the head of your pattern. And I'll draw this out for you guys, the left shoulder. And then here was the right shoulder. Right? And then there was the neckline. We broke this neckline, and this is when we went ahead and we got short on OKLO. We shorted OKLO twice. Okay. So we shorted OKLO once the first time on this green candle that you have inside here. Okay. That was the first short. And then we waited again. We took profits on the initial drop, and then we bounced back into the neckline. We took the trade short again when we bounced back into when we bounce back into the neckline. Okay, so that's the OK low short off of that head and shoulders. Very, very, very clean pattern. It's even the proper, it's even the proper volume profile that you have on a head and shoulders pattern. When head and shoulders form, just so guys understand, chart patterns are not created equal. Every bull flag you see is not the same quality bull flag. Every head and shoulders pattern is not the same quality head and shoulders. When you say head and shoulders pattern form, you want ideally the left shoulder to have the highest volume, the head to have the second highest volume, and the right shoulder to have the lowest volume. And if we were to take a look at the volume down here, you can see that the volume is steadily declining as this forms itself through. And you can see the left shoulder had the heaviest volume when it was formed. Then you have the head created, and it's a little bit lighter volume, and the right shoulder, and it's the lightest volume. And that's exactly the volume profile that you want to see for a head and shoulders pattern. And you guys can see we broke the neckline, bounced back into it, failed, and then it rolled back over. So that's a short position that we've had since last week, and that we are still carrying into this week coming up. But I did want to just kind of share that setup there with you guys on OK low. That is a position that I'm still in. So I did want to just kind of talk to you guys through that there for just a moment, because that is a position that I'm still in. If anybody is still following from previous live streams, if you guys have followed me on that trade from last week, just want to give you guys that update that we still do have a piece of that position. Okay. So that's the type of volatility that I'm talking about that we might see coming into this Nvidia report. Okay. And I think everybody needs to have a couple of different longs and a couple of different shorts to capitalize on that volatility. And I want to show you guys actually something that I'm doing here. I'm showing you guys here today. What you guys are looking at right now on my screen, these are True Trading Group's AI charts. Okay. That's what I'm showing you guys. That's what I'm showing you guys here. Okay. So these are our AI charts that everybody has. Okay. That everybody can see right here on my screen. Okay. So I'm just going to load up my default layout, and there we go. And we are good. We are good to go. So our AI is actually embedded onto the charting software. So you guys can communicate with the AI. You guys could ask it about trading plans. You guys can ask it about news. You can ask it about entries, stop losses, profit targets, patterns that it sees, whatever. You guys can use it, and you guys can see the chat window over here on the right-hand side. This is where you can speak with the AI. You can either type to it, or you could actually just speak to it. I'm not going to be able to speak to it because I'm using my mic right now to talk to you guys on the live stream. But you would be able to just click on that microphone. You can speak to it and use voice command instead of actually typing, and it will respond back to you as well. And then you have the charting software, obviously here. That's over here to your left. But these are some of the tools. These are some of the tools that members of True Trading Group are using on a regular basis. That's really giving them an advantage and giving them an edge over other retail traders. I said to you guys before that TTG is not just a chat room with trade alerts and courses. Yes, we have trade alerts. Yes, they're very good. We have the moderators and I collectively as a group maintain 80% win rate cumulatively over the last several years on all of our executions. We track our buys, all of our take profits, all of our stop losses, every green, every red, every break-even trade. It's all there for you guys to see. Complete full transparency. Everything's right there listed on our website. But our moderators are with you every day. We share our screens with you. We trade in front of you live. We answer questions. We give you analysis and commentary throughout the entire trading day. So if you want to just follow trade alerts, you certainly can do so here at True Trading Group. But what I think really sets us apart from a lot of other platforms or groups, whatever you want to call it, is the fintech platform that is True Trading Group. True Trading Group, through our partnerships with Benzinga and TradingView and DataBento and Usual Whales, the NASDAQ, OpenAI, we've been able to build out a suite of AI tools, this being, which is one of my favorites, which is our AI charting software that can include level 3 data from the NASDAQ. This is the type of stuff that's really making a difference for people's trading. And at the end of the day, that's what you guys are all here for. You're here on this live stream right now on a Sunday evening instead of watching football. You're here because you guys want to make money in the market. And that's what this whole thing is all about. That's why you're here. That's why I do this every day. That's why the members of True Trading Group do this every day. And it's why you're on this live stream. Okay. But these tools and resources that you guys have at your disposal for the first time doesn't just level the playing field for retail traders. It actually gives you a distinct advantage and edge over others. And that's the reason why member success rates at True Trading Group are so high. We have a retention rate at True Trading Group with our members that's in the mid 70s. Our refund rate is less than 2.5%. And the reason for that is quite simple. Members of True Trading Group do well, they have success. And by that, I very plainly mean that they make money by being part of this platform. And you should not just take my word for it just because I say it, just because I'm some guy on a YouTube channel. You shouldn't just believe something that I say like that. What you should believe are actual members of True Trading Group who are sitting here telling you that they are making money by being part of this community, being part of this platform. So let's actually ask them. Members of True Trading Group that are on this live stream, those of you that are on this live, if you are making money and if you are becoming better traders because of True Trading Group, do me a favor and type the number 1 in chat right now. Again, go ahead and type the number 1 in chat right now. If you are a member and you guys are making money and you're becoming better traders because of True Trading Group. Anyone that is on this live stream that is not yet a member, you should pay very close attention to how many people you see type the number 1. All of these people you see type the number 1, they are your friends, your family members, your coworkers. These are your peers. All of these people you see typing number 1 started out in the exact same position that you are in right now, sitting on your phone or on your laptop or on your tablet, watching a live stream. And then they decided to actually join True Trading Group. And now they're sitting here telling you that they're making money. These people are not luckier than you. They sure as hell do not have more time than you. 82% of our members have a full-time job. I don't want to hear the I don't have time excuse, especially now with our mobile suite of AI tools on our AI trading platform. There is absolutely no excuse that could be made. We have truck drivers that are on the road 14 hours a day that are making money with True Trading Group. We have guys that are climbing up trees and cutting down trees with a chainsaw that are making money with True Trading Group because of the AI tools that they have available to them. There is no excuse with the technology that exists today. That's just the truth. If this was 1995, I'd say, yeah. If it was 2005, I'd say, all right, yeah, you probably need to really be in front of your computer in order to make this work. It's not the case anymore. I actually, for the first time, I'll tell you a quick little story, and then I'm going to get into my top trade ideas for the week. For the very first time in my entire life, okay, I actually, well, let me back up a little bit. I've been doing this about 20 years. I am a creature of habit. I don't like change. I don't like new things. And I am not a huge fan of technology. But with what we have built and created here at True Trading Group, the help that I get from these tools is unlike anything that I could have possibly imagined. I actually, one morning, I had to watch my daughter. My wife was pregnant and my wife was really sick. So one morning last week, I had to watch my kid. My wife needed help with something, and I wasn't able to start my regular morning routine at the same time that I usually do. Usually I walk into my office, I sit down at my desk, I start checking news, I start going through, what are the top movers on the day? Like, what's the markets doing? Like, I go through and I start to build my watch list. I have a very set routine that I've been doing for a very long time, something that has worked for me for a long time and something that I don't ever want to change. Well, because of that, me having to watch my daughter, who's 15 months old, I was not able to start that process. So what I did, I went onto my phone through the mobile app and I pulled up the AI charts, which is what you guys see on my screen. And I was communicating, I was talking with our AI while I was going through charts to actually build out my watch list. It was the first time in my 20-year career ever doing that. I can honestly tell you, I've never once in my life from my cell phone analyzed charts in any meaningful way to develop an actual trading plan for the day ahead. I've never done that. Every time over 20 years, that I've ever built out a watch list and a plan of how am I going to make money today, I was sitting in front of my computer. I'm not exaggerating. I'm dead serious. It was the first time I've ever done that. And the reason why I'm telling you this story is because if I can do it and you might think, well, Mike, you've been doing this for so long, so it's going to be easier for you to do it. I completely disagree. I think the fact that I have been doing this for so long makes it that much harder for me to do something differently than I normally would, because I'm very set in my ways. So if I can do it from my phone, I'm telling you guys this now, you can do this from your phone. Okay. And I also want to give a huge shout out over the weekend, specifically last night at around like 10 p.m. I started sending out some messages to like past members. And like long story short, we invited a bunch of our past members to come back into True Trading Group. And I am floored because we have done this before, but the response today was very humbling on how many people came back and rejoined True Trading Group. Hundreds of past members and trials signed up for our annual membership. Hundreds. Okay. Hundreds. Today, all these people are coming back into True Trading Group, and it couldn't make me any more happy to have you guys part of the community. Some people that maybe felt like, oh, I could do this during COVID. And then once COVID was over, you guys felt like this wasn't for you anymore. Is the biggest disservice you've ever done for yourself was stepping away from the markets during that time because you felt like life got a little bit too busy. I'm telling you guys this now, the technology that exists out there now with AI and everything that we have done with True Trading Group, and we've partnered up with companies like OpenAI and Unusual Whales and the NASDAQ, Benzinga, TradingView. There has never been a better. There's a reason why retail trader activity is at an all-time high. Did you guys know that for the first time ever, options volume is 55% dominated by retail traders? Retail traders make up the majority of the options market. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. And when it comes to equity shares, retail makes up around 30% of share volume. 10 years ago, it was 10%. That is a massive increase in retail trader activity. And not only are there more retail traders involved in the markets today than ever before, retail traders are getting involved in the markets at a younger age than ever before. Ages from 20 to 30 are seeing like a triple, 3 times the normal entry level of people that are involved in the markets. It's triple of what it usually has been in years past. And it's not a coincidence that you are seeing this massive rise of retail trading activity right alongside with this rise in AI technology and all of these different tools and resources that are now at your fingertips. And True Trading Group is at the forefront of that, right? We received the Benzinga FinTech Award from 2024 Best AI Analysis Tool. We are partnered up with all of these companies. There's a reason for that. And I'm just so happy to see all of these old members that were members probably back during 2020 and 2021 and 2022. I'm so happy to have you guys here back. You are not going to recognize the platform. You're not going to recognize the community, okay? It is so much has changed. There are so many different things at your fingertips now. I'm so happy to have you guys back, and I'm looking forward to making money with you guys. So welcome back to the TT family, the hundreds of members that have rejoined True Trading Group here over the weekend. Really a pleasure to have you guys back. How many people are on this live stream right now actually that are not members of True Trading Group? If you guys do me a favor, just real quick, type the letters TTG if you are not a member of True Trading Group. If you're not. So if you're not part of TTG, I want you to just type the letters TTG in chat right now, real quick. Let me just see how many people we have here that are not part of the community. All right, we got Oreo. What's up? What's up? We got Juan says you're a used car salesman. You know what, man? Maybe I am. Maybe I am a used car salesman. Yes, I sell memberships on this YouTube channel. That's literally what we do. That is how we drive sales. I come on the YouTube channel I give you guys tons of information. I give you guys my watches. I tell you exactly what I think the markets are going to do. I tell you positions I'm in. I tell you positions I'm getting into. And I tell you about our membership. And I sell memberships on this live stream. You want to know why I sell memberships on this live stream? Because I don't do this for charity. I don't do this out of the goodness of my own heart, Juan. I don't want to be your best friend, Juan. That's not why I do this. I'm like, you know what? Let me come and do this live stream so I can help Juan make money because I just want Juan to invite me to his wedding. That's not why I do this. I do this because I'm a business owner, and True Trading Group is a business. And in order for businesses to be successful and to thrive and to grow, businesses need to generate revenue, and businesses need to turn a profit so that that business could turn around and invest 7 figures into building out the award-winning AI technology platform that we have today. You see, we have over 10,000 members of True Trading Group that are damn glad that I sell memberships on this live stream, because selling memberships on this live stream has provided us the revenue to invest and build out the AI tools that are allowing all of our members to make money. And I think that they're pretty damn happy that we do that. True Trading Group has over 30 employees and now 11,000. I think it was, I said 10,000. I think now it's 11,000 members in 115 different countries. So I think members are pretty happy that I do sell memberships on this live stream because they're actually making money. And Juan, honestly, in case you missed it, maybe you missed it before. Maybe you weren't paying attention. Honestly, maybe you weren't paying attention. In case you missed it before, I'll ask one more time. Members, type the number 1 if you guys are making money. Just simple. Type the number 1 if you guys are making money with your trading group. This isn't even me saying it. It's not, I'm not telling you, I'm not saying a word. I'm literally just asking members, are you actually making money? If the answer is yes, type the number 1. That's it. I'm not coming on here telling you, join True Trading Group, I'm going to make you a millionaire in 30 days. I'm not doing that. I'm not even coming on here telling you how much money I make. I'm not coming on here being like, look at my P&L. Look, I made $30,000 today. Or look, I lost $50,000. And although that might look like I'm a really bad trader, what it does actually show is that I'm such a good trader that I can lose such an incredible amount of money and still be okay. I don't even do that. I come on here and I tell you that members are making money. I don't even tell you how much money that the moderators at your trading group make. Because it doesn't matter how much money that I make trading. It doesn't matter how much money the moderators make trading, because not $1 of their money or their profit is going to go towards paying your bills. Not one. Again, this is not a charity. This is a business. And when you join True Trading Group, you are paying for a service. That's the truth. And that service is to get and receive top-notch professional trading education from experienced professional traders while having access to the greatest trading tools, resources, and technology that any retail trading platform has to offer. You are paying to get the very best chance of you becoming successful that you've ever encountered throughout your trading journey up to this point. That's the truth. That is what you're paying for. And when you join True Trading Group, we take that responsibility and that service very seriously. And we believe so much so in our platform that we actually offer you a double your money back guarantee when you join True Trading Group. Maybe you didn't know that. But I am so confident in what we've created, and I'm so confident in our members' success, that when you join True Trading Group, we actually offer a double your money back guarantee, where if you cannot make back the price of your membership at least one time, we give you back not just the price of the membership, we give you back double the price of the membership. And we do that because our refund rate, it's less than 2.5%. So I have no problem offering you guys double your money back. I put my money where my mouth is. That's the truth. Listen, all of you that are typing TTG, I see there's a lot of people that I asked you before, like, hey, type the letters TTG if you're not a member of True Trading Group. Guys, I'm telling you this right now. If you are not a member of True Trading Group, I want you to do yourself a favor. Go to ttgoffer.com right now. And I want you to see everything that is on that page. Okay? ttgoffer.com. Everything is on that page. Everything that is on that page, you get included with your membership. And yes, you will see the free laptop bonus is back. Okay? I think we've got, what did 5 of 8? How many spots? Yeah, we have more than that. I think we have 8. I'm showing we have 8. Adam, you're also showing? Yeah, Adam's also showing 8. So on the page it says 5 of 8, but it is 8. Yeah, I think Adam's going to fix that now because we have 8. Yeah, I'm seeing we have 8. So is Adam. So that Adam has to fix that. It says there 5 have already been claimed, but that's not accurate. Adam's going to fix that for us right now. But we do have 8 laptops available. Okay. We get really good pricing with some wholesalers, and we were able to actually rekindle one of our relationships over the last week with one of our. We haven't had these laptops in like 2 years, but we were able to get our hands on a couple of more. So the next 8 people that join your trading group, you guys are actually going to get a brand new, totally free, brand new Acer 15.5-inch laptop. Comes the AMD Ryzen AMD Radeon graphics card. It's a badass laptop. It's totally free. But that's only for the next 8 people that join. They are first come, first serve. I cannot hold them for anybody. Simply, you join, you get the laptop, done. Okay? But everything else that you see on that page is included. Okay? You guys are going to be getting access to the double your money back guarantee, which is right there on the checkout page. You guys can read it. It's in black and white. You just have to complete all of our courses, pass the quizzes at the end of the courses with an 85% grade, log into the platform 50 times throughout the course of the entire year. You have to actually trade with real money that would total 2 times whatever you're going to pay for your membership cost. And if you don't profit back the $997 that's going to cost you to join, we're going to give you back $1,994. And you can keep the laptop. That's how confident that we are in our platform's ability to help you. That's it. You're also going to get Mari. That's the trading co-pilot. It's a trading assistant. Okay. It's available 24/7. Ask it market questions, get trade ideas, analyze charts, receive personalized insights. You're going to get access to the trading chat room. Obviously, with the mods and I trade with you guys live. You're going to get access to all the real market data. You're going to get all the professional charting tools, the TT Triangle alerting scan, which is my favorite chart pattern. We've created a bunch of different scanners and screeners for you guys as well. So you're going to get all those professional charting tools. You got the education library, which is all of our courses, simplified version of the training that I received when I worked at the fund in New York. You guys get access to all that. Our global trading community, now 11,000 members from all over the world. You guys get to join TTG Social, which is our social media platform that is specifically for TTG only. It's all the stuff we love about social media without all the stuff we hate. So when you guys are on TTG Social, you know that you're communicating with verified members of your trading group. You can share charts, ideas, help each other. There's different community sections in there where people can share and talk about different topics. It's incredible. You get access, obviously, to our mobile app, Android and iOS, and you guys get to start immediately. Okay? So you go to ttgoffer.com. Everything you see on that page, it's all included for just $997 for the whole year. And then you guys have the double your money back guarantee. That's $1994. Okay, that's $1994 if you guys do not make back the $997. Now, if you continue to scroll down, you will see we do offer some flexible payment plans for you if you so choose. But listen to me carefully. If you choose a payment plan, you will only receive the free laptop once you complete the payment plan. If you join today for the $997 for the year, which is the best value, you'll get your laptop. That's you paying for the whole membership. That will give you the free laptop. But we have other options available. You have a 12-month plan. You put $197 down today. You pay $118 a month for the next 11 months. When you complete that payment plan, then you will get your laptop. We also have a 90-day plan, $397 down, $425 a month for 2 months. Once you complete the payment plan, you will receive your laptop. Okay? So there are different payment plans available to you. Okay? Different payment plans there available to you if you guys so choose. But just know, unless you do the $997, the best value, that you'll get your laptop within 30 days if you are within the US, or up to around 6 weeks if you are outside of the United States. We have members all over the world. So if you're not in the US, don't worry about it. We'll get the laptop to you, but you just have to give us about 6 weeks, we say, for us to get you guys that laptop. Otherwise, if you do the payment plan, once you complete your payment plan, then we will send you your laptop. Okay? So there you guys go. All right. So that's it. 8 of those laptops now remain. Okay. 8 of those laptops now remain. If anybody has any questions, it's so expensive, even with all of those things compared to like Zacks, Motley Fool, and Morningstar. Ooh. Oh, man. You comparing, I mean, we'll prove you wrong anyway. I mean, you're wrong, Oreo. We're going to prove you wrong anyway. But aside from just proving wrong the price, we'll start with Morningstar, right? We'll start with Morningstar. So this is Morningstar. But you can't compare, I mean, the tools and resources you get with True Trading Group, that's like, it's comparing that to Zacks or Motley Fool or Morningstar, dude. That's like saying that's like saying a BMW 3 Series is the equivalent to an SF90 Ferrari. It's literally like it's saying, like that's literally what it's saying. You're not getting anywhere near the same stuff at all.
Yo, what's up, homie?
Hey guys, if you don't know who this stranger danger is without his camera on, that is Adam, my business partner and co-founder of True Trading Group.
Yeah, I don't want to leave you hanging. I know these numbers like the back of my head. I know that you're trying to do it live, but just to reiterate what Mike is saying, the Morningstar product that you would have access to for $249 a year or $412 a year, paying $34.95 a month, are watch lists and alerts for those watch lists. You can also kind of customize the way that you view those watch lists as well. That is the Morningstar product, and like not seeing as many ads.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you break it down like that, as far as watch lists, custom views, and timely alerts that are tailored for you, kind of seems like, I mean, $400 a year or $250 a year kind of feels like a lot for that.
Yeah. You're not getting anything that's really useful or that's going to help it's going to improve your results.
Well, I mean, maybe you are. I mean, look, I'm not here to talk crap about Morningstar. I'm just saying. Like,
I hear you.
You know, maybe you are. I just don't think that it's a comparable thing, right?
It's not comparable.
You know, the other thing, what was the other companies he mentioned? Motley Fool. First of all, I'm not going to talk crap about Morningstar because I do think that some of their articles and some of their product is great. I will talk a lot of crap about Motley Fool. That site literally it's the site of 10,000 micro products. Okay, so whatever you buy for $10, there's 1,000 more $10 products right behind it on Motley Fool. This site quite literally exists to upsell.
Yeah.
If you've
literally
ever been a member of Motley Fool, you know exactly what we are talking about. All right. So again, is some of it useful? Sure, maybe. Okay. I think I would rather spend the money on Morningstar personally than spend the money on Motley Fool, but that's just me. Okay. And then Zacks. Real simple here. I know, Mike, you like the X account, right?
The X account?
Oh, like the Twitter account for Zacks, right? No, it's not Zacks. It's the other one.
No, I don't follow anything from Zacks.
Oh, no. But it's what's that other one that you follow?
The
Zero Hedge.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, not the same one. Zacks is a giant piece of crap. All right. The absolute lowest of the low, like everything that, like they wish that they were Benzinga for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
All right. So I would rather pay for Motley Fool than pay for anything that Zags has to offer. You're better off going to investorshub.com, which is ADVFN, and purchasing a penny stock membership to their site than you are going to Zags. And just my opinion. All right. Now, I'm not saying that True Trading Group is the end all be all, because let's be honest, True Trading Group is powered by a lot of other companies. If all those companies decided to say, hey, screw True Trading Group, then, we wouldn't, then we don't have these data feeds. So I can tell you that there are good companies out there. We're not the end all be all best company in the world. But
these just are not the companies you named are not our competitors.
Right.
They're not our competitors.
These are not. Yeah. These are not any of that. Right.
They're different types of companies that offer different things. It's not.
Yeah, like Zacks offers garbage. Morningstar offers, like decent products, and Motley Fool, maybe like 1 in 10 of the 1,000 different products that they have is maybe decent. But you should be concerned, and you should be weary, and you should question whatever Mike is showing you, because you don't know him.
Right.
We're an F rating on Better Business Bureau. What's that about, Mike?
We refuse to be extorted by a Better Business Bureau. They're such a sham. They want like $12,000 or $15,000 from us to like verify our account and to remove our F rating. It's like, no. What? I'm not going to do that. We have almost 3,000 reviews on Trustpilot. We're 4.5 stars out of 5 on Trustpilot with nearly 3,000 reviews. So we're not going to be extorted by Better Business Bureau.
Guys, if you want to know about True Trading Group, the good, the bad, everything in between, go to Trustpilot. Okay, we have 2,745 reviews verified for over 6 years.
Yeah.
Okay, read the reviews that are here. A lot of them are 5 stars, but look, you have reviews that are 1 star. Look, Sketch AF Fraud Lying Trading Group instead of True Trading Group. You see what they did there?
Yeah.
And then you'll be able to go through and see the 1-star reviews. Most of them are about me. Okay, and that's fine. Nobody cares. No, it's just 3. It's the same person. So go ahead and read them. Read all of them. Okay? And you'll see. We have nothing to hide. 5 stars, 1 star, it doesn't matter. Shitty reviews are for Adam's disposition. Yeah, so. True. Absolutely. But I'll tell you this. There is not anyone here that will work harder or stay dedicated longer to helping you succeed than I will. And that's a fact. Even the members that don't like me, that think that I'm a jerk off, right? I mean, I don't know. Mike, what do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. No doubt about it.
TTG members, is that true or false? True or false? Just type it in chat if you could. Awesome. All right. So you can see it coming through chat. It's all good, man. I don't mind playing the bad guy as long as everyone else here is able to make money. Because at the end of the day, that's all I care about. All right. So, yeah, that's all I care about. So I don't care about reviews on Trustpilot. Because you'll see none of these reviews bitch about the fact that they didn't make money.
Yeah, they're probably cursing you out, or
they are. They're all cursing me out. They're all like, "Oh, he's an whatever." Like here, you know, I'm just saying, it's all good. Go read it. All right, but you should be skeptical. All right, you should be skeptical. You should read it. You should look into the things that you're going to invest money in. All right, that's all. Thanks.
Yeah. Awesome. Very, very, very true, guys. Yeah, Adam is the wizard behind all of these tools and resources that I keep telling you guys about. That's what makes this platform the fintech platform that it is, and the amazing tools that you guys have at your disposal. And this is what makes, you know, so many of our members successful. So again, guys, ttgoffer.com. Again, that is ttgoffer.com. Everything you see on that page is included. Select whatever payment plan works best for you, or payment option works best for you. And if you're one of the next 8 people, you will be getting yourself a free laptop. If you have any questions, text us 1-888-621-2127. Again, that is 1-888-621-2127. Phone number is right down there at the bottom of your screen. If you guys have any questions, just text that number, and we'll be more than happy to help you guys out any way that we possibly can. All right. With that being said, let's actually take things on over to one of those amazing tools that I speak of. We've got our AI charts that are up here. Let's talk about what we're expecting here from the markets. I said to you coming into this week, we are going to be a bit more neutral. Okay. We're not going to be overly bullish. We're not going to be overly bearish. We're going to be neutral because I think Nvidia earnings will set the tone. Futures market, futures are trading slightly higher. We're up about 1/4 point, fluctuating between, 0.25, 0.3. So it is a nice little green open. We'll see if that green open can stick through the overnight session. A lot can happen once we lay our heads down to rest at night. And the Asian markets open themselves up. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what has to happen tomorrow morning. But for now, we are green. Okay. So my initial thoughts on the markets are, I think we might be a little bit choppy Monday and Tuesday before we get into the earnings that we're going to get Wednesday after the close with Nvidia. We have a real clear support level around like 663-ish on the SPY, like 663 support level. And if we stay above that, we should be okay. We tested the 50-day moving average now multiple times over the last several weeks, and it has been tested multiple times. It's held multiple times. But I think if we were to fall back underneath that 50-day, and this dark blue line you see on my screen, that's the 50-day. If we were to fall back underneath that level and close underneath it, then I think you have to start looking at a little bit more downside. So, I told people on Friday that I'm not yet sold that the test and hold of the 50-day that we got on Friday was just the bottom, and we're just going to then start to recover from there. I'm not sold on it yet. I haven't gotten as much conviction as I would like to see. Okay. But let's kind of go through. Let's see what we can cook up here for this week. Let's, like I said, I'll just say out loud what I'm typing in case it's too small for you guys to see. I'm going to type and say show me support and resistance. Show me support and resistance levels. Now, again, if you guys are just tuning in, these are our AI charts. What I'm doing right now is I'm going through this True Trading Group charting software with our AI. And what I'm going to do here now is I'm going through my watch list with you guys, all the stocks that I'm looking at here for this week, entry points, exit points. I'm going to give you guys my entire breakdown of exactly what it is, or exactly my plan on how I'm going to be making money here this week. And now you could go through this. You could go through this and you can talk to it verbally, or you guys can use the text. I'm using the text. I'm not using the verbal because I'm using the microphone for the live stream. Otherwise, I would just talk to it. Okay. So I just said, show me support and resistance levels. Boom, 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 boom. Draws them all out for us. You guys can see resistance, resistance, and there's your support levels. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, you know, I'm also seeing I see the 50-day SMA held on the previous trading session. How important do you think that indicator is? Do you think the SPY has to stay above it in order to continue its bullish trend into year end? So again, this goes back to this 50-day moving average. So you see how we held this 50-day moving average the last couple of times that we engaged with it? And again, that's that dark blue line that you guys see on my screen. Okay, that's that dark blue line that you guys see. We tested it here in October. 1, 2, 3. Tested again there and again now last week. All right, the 50-day simple moving average currently sits. Currently sits around 668. The price currently 672, remains above it, confirming the buy signal. This level has acted as support in recent sessions, aligning with your observation, and is widely watched medium-term trend indicator by institutions. A break below could signal a shift to bearish momentum or a correction. Yes, holding a 50-day SMA is crucial for sustaining the bullish trend into year-end. It would support a grind higher towards 7,000 on the S&P, or roughly 700 on the SPY. Though risks like weak breath could cap gains until that level eventually does get breached. Okay, let's see also if I want to say here, I think I see support around 662, 663 also. Yes, you're spotting the recent session low, 663, which acted as intraday support on the last trading day. This level aligns with the lower end of the visible price range and could serve as near-term support if tested again. Though major support resistance levels are further out, 653, 654 is your major support level, which is this support level that you guys see right here. Okay, your first green line. And then your other resistance level is 674. Which we are trading right around right now. We have to welcome John and Sammy, guys. John and Sammy just joined. We now have 6 of those laptops left. 6 of those laptops now remain. Everybody welcome John and Sammy. All right, so we got our support levels. We got our resistance levels. Let me see. If the SPY gets above that 673.95 resistance, what levels should I target for profit targets on long trades? How high do you think the SPY can go if it gets above that resistance? Right. So I'm reading for you guys what I'm reading for you what I'm typing in case you guys, it's too small for you guys to see it. But I'm just reading it for you guys so you guys can see here. Breaking above that 673.95 resistance level would signal strong bullish continuation. Targeting initial profits 689.70, which is your moderate resistance level. Momentum holds with volume. SPY could push up towards 700 by the year end. This is giving me a swing trade type of analysis right now. Always use stops below breakout for risk management. Okay. Let me see. So those, I'm going to say this, those levels seem pretty far away. I think it would take maybe several weeks or even a few months to make a move that size. If I were to day trade or maybe do a 1 to 3 day swing trade, are there other areas you think are more realistic that I should target for profit taking on a long trade? So the original response that it gave me, guys, were profit targets for more of a longer term swing trade. So what I'm doing now is I'm specifying, okay, that's great, but if I don't want to hold on to the trade for that long, what are some other profit target areas that I can really look for? Okay, so here we go. Focus on nearer term levels given the current consolidation on 672. Some realistic profit targets include 675.66, which was a recent session high for a quick scalp or day trade, or 677, which is the next round number resistance cluster we have on the chart. If volume supports a breakout above 674, set stops below that 670 area to manage risk, aiming for 2-to-1 risk reward. These align with intraday momentum rather than some more major support or resistance levels, which could indeed take a couple of weeks to make that move. Perfect. So now I've got my profit targets for the day trade or my profit targets for like a 1 or 2 day swing if you did not want to hold on to that position for a long time. But what else do we need to think about? We got to think about news, right? Well, let's see here. What news events are coming up this week that I should pay attention to that could affect the SPY? Let's break down this full analysis, guys. Let's break down the full analysis here of the SPY. This week, we have post-government shutdown resolution, pent-up economic data releases like the jobs report. That's going to be coming out. We're going to be sending some inflation metrics, which could sway the Fed rate cut expectations in SPY direction. Strong data might pressure cuts. Let's see. We got key earnings from retailers like Target and Best Buy influencing consumer sector. FOMC minutes for clues on December policy, potentially driving volatility. Ongoing sector rotation and AI news with Nvidia related updates amid the AI bubble concerns. All right. These could push SPY towards 675 on positives or test 670 or test 678 support levels. Okay. All right. So, okay. And if the SPY breaks under that 50-day SMA, do you think I should go short or maybe get some put options? Actually, yeah, I might look at put options. What strikes and expiration would you suggest if I wanted to do a 1 to 3 day swing? A break below the 50-day SMA could signal short-term bearish momentum, warranting caution on longs and potential short puts, but confirm with volume and close below to avoid false breaks. For 1 to 3 day swing puts, consider the November 22nd weekly expiration, which strikes at 668 or 665. Position size, small, 1-2% risk, set stops above 670, and aim for 1 to 2 risk reward. Profit if it drops to take profits if we drop to 665. Okay, so that's some pretty good guidance there that we just got from them. And I would say, okay, Excellent. Let's say I wanted to only risk, let's say you wanted to risk $300 on the trade. So if I got stopped out of the trade, I would lose approximately 300. How many contracts should I buy? The $300 max risk on SPY puts, first check premiums, assume $250 per contract. Buy one contract, risk $250. If premium is $150, you can buy then two contracts if you go with the one that's further out of the money. Adjust for actual bid limits. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be looking at, you'd be looking at 1 to 2 contracts to stay within your risk tolerance, guys, if you were to go ahead and take those trades, that the options that I was just suggesting. All right. All right, so what I'm doing now, let's delete the support and resistance levels. Just clean up the chart. We are moving a bit higher right now, guys, in the after hours. Now we're up 0.35 in futures. All right, so now we just remove the lines. So anybody see a particular chart pattern that they think they see here on the SPY? Let's ask. Let's ask, because I think we might be seeing a potential. I told you guys about being neutral, right? I told you guys about me being neutral coming into the week. And there is a neutral chart pattern that I think that we might be forming here just a little bit. So let's actually see. Do you see a potential symmetrical triangle forming? Yes, on the daily chart, SPY appears to be forming a potential symmetrical triangle pattern over the past 2 to 3 weeks. Higher lows from 653 in mid-October to 663 recently, and lower highs 690 in late October to 675 on November 14th suggest converging trend lines indicating consolidation before a likely breakout. Volume is declining, which also supports this pattern. Watch for a decisive close above 675 for a bullish move to 689. Or if it breaks below 663, look for a bearish move to 653. The apex might form within the next 1 to 2 weeks. That's absolutely incredible that it just told me that. So let me draw out for you exactly what I am looking at here. This potential symmetrical triangle pattern. And there it is. Okay, so there is this symmetrical triangle that you guys see potentially forming here on the SPY. And I asked it. I said, do you see a potential symmetrical triangle? And then there you go. Their answer is yes. Volume is declining, which would suggest that you'd be looking at that it's a period of consolidation. Look for a break above 675 or a break below 673 to give you the direction of the triangle. And it actually says the apex might form within 1 to 2 weeks. The apex means when these two trend lines converge. That's what that means. Okay, the apex or the inflection point, if you ever hear anyone say that, that's when the trend lines of a pattern converge. Okay, so you can see we've been in this pattern now for a couple of weeks and looks to potentially be kind of, going through with that as we kind of move forward. Okay, all right, guys, so that's it. So that's it there on the SPY. So now we have some pretty good analysis there on the SPY. All right, what I'll do here now. Now let's go through the rest of my watch list and exactly what stocks I'm going to be focusing on and how we're going to make money. I'm going to say change the chart to Nvidia. Let me just do one more. Actually, Nvidia is not necessarily, obviously, it's on my list this week because we have to talk about what's going to happen there with earnings. But I'm not going to trade Nvidia until they actually report their earnings. So I'm not trading Nvidia on Tuesday or Wednesday. I will be trading Nvidia most likely on Thursday. After Nvidia reports earnings. Okay, so I am going to be looking to trade that once they report. All right, so here we have Nvidia. See, now this to me looks like a descending triangle. Do you see a potential descending triangle forming? You guys see the descending triangle? So I'm going to ask it, do you see a potential descending triangle? Let's see what happens. I see a potential descending triangle. Do you guys? All right, let's see. Bearish typically features that flat support with descending highs. I'll analyze the recent price action. All right, let's see. Pattern detection results. So here's all these individual patterns that it's, so here's some candlestick patterns that it's giving me. So we got bearish engulfing. We have hammers. Okay, all right. Descending triangle. So confidence level, 75%. 75%. Let me just get that refresh here. Let me go back. I'm going to draw for you guys. I'm going to draw it out for you guys to show you what it is that I'm going to be looking for. All right, there we go. So here's kind of what I'm looking at. See that? See that support? And then you see that downtrend line? And there's your descending triangle. So what we're going to really do here, for NVIDIA's earnings is we're going to wait and let them report. And then we also have a nice level right here that I'm going to show you guys. Okay, we'll make this a different color. Okay, so here we go. Here's your major support down here around 179. Here's your downtrend resistance line that creates a descending triangle. And then here's now this minor resistance level that sits right here at around 191. So what we're going to look for after their earnings, our trigger points will be these lines. So if we had a situation where after their earnings, okay, if after their earnings, I'll draw, you had a candle that looked like this, okay, and we're above that green line, then we're going to simply just look for longs only. But if after their earnings there is a disappointment and you break underneath this blue line, we are going to look for shorts only. Those are the only two instances that would give us a trade on NVIDIA. If NVIDIA were to open after earnings anywhere in here, there will be no trade. Okay, there will be no trade. So I'm going to be looking at 191. That's going to be the key price for us there. And then 179. You break 179, we look for shorts on NVIDIA that takes you back into possibly the mid to high 160s. All right. So that's NVIDIA. All right, let's keep going. MicroStrategy. Okay, MicroStrategy is on my list here, guys. All right. MicroStrategy is on the list. Show me support and resistance levels. So we have seen an absolute destruction in the crypto market, right? We've seen these mass liquidations in the crypto market, mass liquidations, and you've seen Bitcoin continue to sell off 3% over the weekend, getting down to 93,000. And I'm starting to look at this MicroStrategy. I'm saying to myself, we're coming up on a huge level. We are coming up on an absolutely huge level. Okay, so there's my support and resistance levels. Fantastic. It looks like 180 to 190 is a huge support level for MSTR. This used to be major resistance from March to early October 2024. Do you agree? Because what I'm looking at is right back here, guys. I mean, just take a look at this back here. See all this resistance back here from 2023? From 2024, excuse me. From 2024. See all that resistance? Then you broke through it, and then you got that big explosive rally. So that level was huge resistance previously. Now we're going to look to see if that's going to be support, right? And it already drew out the support level for me. See that green line? There's your support level. Here we go. Yes, I agree. 180, 190 zone acted as major resistance multiple times from late March 2024 through July and into September. It flipped to support then in early October, holding lows near 180 on October 7th to the 10th. With today's low at 194.5, a deeper pullback could test this zone again for confluence. Excellent. Okay. All right. Well, if Bitcoin also, the fear and greed index on Bitcoin just reached extreme fear. Now, when that happens, typically you're pretty close to a short-term bottom as things tend to get oversold. So if Bitcoin were to bounce this week, do you think MicroStrategy could bounce off this 180, 190 support level? Yes, that's plausible. MicroStrategy has a strong positive correlation with Bitcoin, often amplifying Bitcoin moves due to which leverage BTS holdings. If Bitcoin were to bounce this week, say reclaiming that 90K plus, and that 180, 190 zone could act as solid support for MicroStrategy, especially with its history as flip the resistance and confluence from volume clusters in October. A Bitcoin rally might push MicroStrategy back towards 210 without testing deeper levels. Okay, so there you go. So we've got extreme fear on Bitcoin. If we get a bounce back on Bitcoin, we're going to be targeting MicroStrategy for a long this week. The stop loss on MicroStrategy would probably be around 180. In an ideal world, I would love to get a fill on MicroStrategy in the 180s. The high mid 180s, I would take that trade with a stop loss at 180 and see if we get a snap back up towards 210, maybe even 220 as we get a little bit of a relief bounce on Bitcoin. So that is going to be one of the stocks that is going to be on our watch list for this week, how we're going to be making some money there this week. All right, next up, let's go to Cisco. Okay, here we go. Cisco, draw me support and resistance levels. Full disclosure, I took profits off in my Cisco position in my long-term portfolio. Cisco was one of the stocks we added to our long-term portfolio this year, and I have taken some profit off on that position. I trimmed it. I still own it, but I trimmed it. And guys, again, while we're waiting for the support and resistance levels, if you want to go to, again, ttgoffer.com, go check out everything that's included with your membership. All right, so here we go. All right, that's 79.50 resistance that they just drew there. That's also pretty close to Cisco's all-time high from the dot-com bubble, right? So there's your resistance level we have up here, 79.50. That's what I want to know about because Cisco, it's all-time. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so yes, 79.50 resistance level is very close to Cisco's all-time high. Its all-time closing high of $80.06 set during the dot-com bubble on March 27th of 2000. Recent trading has pushed shares to 77.5, surpassing that prior closing high of 77.31 from that era. Driven by AI-related demand. Okay, I was actually thinking about shorting Cisco or maybe buying some put options if it gets close to 80. I think the all-time high resistance from the dot-com bubble is major. I think the stock might pull back from there. What do you think? Shorting near 80 or buying puts can make sense if you see dot-com era highs, strong psychological resistance. It's hovered around 80 since 2000, and recent momentum has pushed it close but not through yet. With Cisco at 78 now, up 0.8% from the day, but market close over the weekend. The chart shows moderate resistance 79.50 with no recent touches. So pullback isn't unlikely if volume fades or RSI hits overbought. That said, though, AI-driven demand has fueled the rally, and breaking 80 could trigger more upside. Earnings beats and networking strength support bulls. Because it was asking me about if I wanted to actually place a trade for me. So our AI is going to be was able to actually place trades for you. It says trading access isn't activated on this account yet. Email info at Trading Hoop for the release form if I wanted the AI to actually make the trade for me. All right, so that's really cool there. So we're going to be looking at Cisco, guys. If Cisco gets up near 80, we're going to look at Cisco for the potential. We're going to look over there at Cisco for the possible short if we get up there near 80, because that all-time high print, right? That all-time high print is actually 82. All right, now let's switch things on over to Alphabet. All right, so here's Alphabet. So what I'm interested about with Alphabet, I heard Warren Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway took a stake in Google, and stock surged after hours on November 14th. Can you confirm that? Is that true? Yes, Berkshire Hathaway disclosed a $4.3 billion stake. That makes Alphabet Berkshire's 10th largest position. Okay, so that is confirmed. All right, perfect. So what I'm going to do here, guys, with Alphabet is I'm going to be looking at Alphabet. I'm looking at like 283 to 284. It's going to be this area right here. All right. If we can get above this level, we're going to look for possible moves there on Alphabet. So Alphabet should open up above that level from where it traded after the news of Berkshire Hathaway's stake. So we're going to look at like 283, 284 to be support, and then see if we can get up there and test those all-time highs of 292 there on Alphabet. All right, I'm switching over to Apple now, guys. We're going to go take a look at Apple this week. Okay, so there's my support and resistance levels. So what I'm saying is that resistance around 276, 277 that it drew for me up here seems pretty significant. But Apple has been relatively strong compared to the SPY and NASDAQ during the market pullback. Would you agree? Yes, I agree. The resistance at 276, 277 is notable with a moderate strength touch on high volume recently during the recent market down, minus 3.1%. Apple only did 0.7 before rebounding the following week, showing relative strength. Excuse me. Showing relative strength versus the broader indices. Okay. I like that. All right, so what we're going to do here, guys, we're going to look for Apple. I'm thinking that if Apple, again, we're probably going to gap up there in Apple as well. But Apple, I'm thinking like maybe a long around 274 and a stop loss around 272. Okay, we have this 9 EMA that's also holding support over the last like month. See this little support level here? This 9 EMA, that's like the teal line. And that's also Friday's close. So we're going to look at like 272 for a potential stop, and we're going to look to see if we can get maybe a breakout to that all-time high there in Apple if Nvidia were to trade back up to the upside. All right, we're switching over to Netflix. Show me support and resistance. All right, beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful levels, man. Beautiful. Am I correct in seeing that the 200-day SMA, let's go back. Wow. You see this yellow line? See this yellow line? That's been support ever since 2023. So I'm going to say, am I correct in seeing that the 200-day SMA has been major support for Netflix going all the way back to 2023? I hope you guys can see, like, I'm talking to this as if I was a trader that doesn't know a lot, right? I don't need it to tell me that the 200-day is support. I know it is, right? But I'm saying I'm showing you as if you guys were to use this as a tool to help you conduct your analysis and to help you come up with different trade ideas and different setups. You know, you guys, I'm not asking it any complex prompts, right? I'm just talking to it normally the way that any of you guys would talk to it. Yes, you're correct. Historical data shows the 200-day SMA has acted as major support since 2023 with notable touches, etc. It goes through it all. Okay, long-term trend line has held through volatility, reinforcing that its bullish structure of that level. Perfect. Okay, so if that's true, all right, so if that is true, the stock just recently broke underneath that 200 SMA. Do you think Netflix might be good for a short? Because, guys, we just broke underneath that 200-day. See the yellow line? See here now we broke underneath it a couple of weeks ago, tried to get back above it, failed, tried to get back above it, failed. Now you're back underneath it. The recent break below it, based on recent, oh, that's a typo on my part. I put the 20. I said that was my mistake. It was a typo. I meant to say the stock recently broke underneath the 200-day SMA. Do you think Netflix might be a good short now? Netflix is going to have their stock split this week, guys. So you guys, a lot of people don't trade Netflix because it's very expensive, but it's going to be a lot cheaper now. Yes, the recent close below the 200-day SMA marks notable breakdown after holding support since 2023. This could open the door for shorts targeting next support of 1073 or even 1,000 psychological if momentum were to build, especially with MACD in negative territory and RSI dipping toward oversold. That said, Netflix's fundamentals remain solid and could rebound quick. And a quick rebound above 1142 could invalidate the bearish setup. Approach any short with caution, tight stops, and proper risk management. Okay. I like that. All right. Well, how about this? If Netflix tried to bounce back above the 200-day SMA and failed to do so and rejected off of it, do you think it's likely the stock could fall back to the 1073 support? So basically what I'm saying here is this yellow line, if we bounce back into that yellow line this week and can't get back above it, we put in a tail and then trade back underneath it, should we take that trade short? That's a question I just asked. Yes, a failed retest of the 200-day SMA after the initial breakdown would likely confirm a bearish continuation, increasing the probability of a pullback to the 1073 support, which is the support level you see drawn on my screen, especially if accompanied by rising volume on that rejection. MACD stays negative and the RSI fails to hold above 50. This 1073 zone has prior touches with decent volume acting as potential floor, but a decisive close below could accelerate towards even $1,000 or lower. Watch for any bullish divergence to counter. This is analysis. Beautiful. I love it. I like that. So we're going to take that, guys. That's going to be one of our trade ideas this week. If Netflix tries to get back above that 200-day moving average and cannot do so and drops back underneath it, we will look to engage that trade for the short. And folks, that wraps things up. There is my trade ideas for the week. We've got MicroStrategy. We've got Netflix. We've got Alphabet. We've got Apple. We've got Cisco. And of course, we have Nvidia. I'm just not going to trade Nvidia until after their earnings. Whether it's going to be long or short, I'll tell you guys that once we actually report. I will be live covering Nvidia's earnings for you guys when they do come out. So I'll give you the live breakdown analysis, and we'll talk about how we're going to trade Nvidia the day after their earnings, which will be Thursday, which is the day that I do intend on trading that stock. Most likely will not trade it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay. But there you guys go, man. There it is. So there you guys can see firsthand some of the AI charting software that we have available at True Trading Group. You guys, if you have not yet done so, go to ttgoffer.com. Everything you see on that page, it is included with your membership. We do have a couple of laptops left for those people that do join. You'll get a brand new free laptop. There are payment plans if you guys want to need a flexible payment option. We are flexible with you, but just know you will not receive your free laptop until after you've completed your payment plan if you do select one of our extended out flexible payment options. Okay? If you have any questions at all, okay, if you have any questions at all, send a text message to 1-888-621-2127. Again, that is 1-888-621-2127. Text that number if you guys have any questions at all. But these are the stocks I'm going to start off with my watch list. My watch list will change. News comes out, things happen, right? Things will change, but that's how I'm going to start with coming into the week. Okay? Have a wonderful rest of your night, folks. Appreciate you guys all being here with me. Hope you guys enjoyed checking out the AI charts. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Subscribe to that channel if you have not yet done so. Smash that like button, show some love. Turn on your notifications. Make sure you never miss out on any of these live streams. I'll see you guys all tomorrow.